Let's make some super delicious fresh tomato salsa. To start, we'll put a pan over medium heat. And we are gonna cut some tomatoes. Basically want to take the core out of the tomatoes and cut them in half. This is a tomato knife. It's very useful for cutting tomatoes. I have to admit, I was very skeptical of this tomato knife when I first got it. I was like, yeah, tomato knife, that sounds like something that's just made up, but it actually works really well. So stick these on the pan. We'll halve and core the rest of the tomatoes. So we're just gonna let these cook and brown on the bottom until they get basically kind of blackened a little bit. Then we'll cut the top and bottom off of this onion, cut it in half, and remove the papery skin. So we got our cilantro all nice and clean. Next, we'll cut the sides off of this jalapeno. All right, sounds like our tomatoes are about ready. All right, so we got a quarter of a lemon and a lime and our onion. All right, so this is what we want to see with our tomatoes. It's kind of blackened here, not too dark, hasn't cooked too much of the tomato, but just blackened the skin. We're gonna stick these in the blender. You can see nice and cooked. And then we see the pan's a little bit blackened from the tomatoes. If you just throw some water in there when it's still hot, it'll be easier to cook the pan. Clean the pan, not cook the pan. Next, we'll add some kosher salt. There. Looking for about a teaspoon of salt for this many tomatoes. We'll chop our onions next. Got our onion going in here. Cilantro, let's see, we'll go with about that much cilantro. Lemon and lime we're gonna juice in here. Then we'll add some garlic. We're gonna slice the bottom off. You see this little hard part? And then just smash. That allows you to take the skin off super easily. All right, we'll squeeze this guy in here. Beautiful. It's a juicy lime. Add a tiny bit of coriander and just a touch of oregano. All right, and that's it. We're just gonna blend this. All right, we're just gonna start this on low. I always put the tomatoes in first because that way when they'll blend and then basically turn to liquid, everything else will kind of blend better. If you put the onions in first, then a lot of times you have to start jamming it. So hopefully this will work without us having to mess with it too much. So start it on low. And however much you want to blend it is kind of up to you. If you want it fully blended, you can blend it all the way. If you want it kind of chunky, you can just keep it on low and blend it just for a few seconds. If you're not gonna blend it a lot, you want to chop the onions into smaller pieces so you don't get huge chunks of onions in there. And that's it. We got some beautiful salsa. Now you just want to taste it and adjust the salt if you're adding salt. And lemon, I think that's great. Yeah, really good. All right, there you have it. Salsa, super easy. Let me know if you have any questions, and happy salsa-ing. Peace.